started. Okay, question 1 for the homework. So Geshe-la asked me to do mushimusum for the seeds that we've been talking about. So I am doing that. That's the whole quiz. So maybe people out in the audience or something don't know. Mushimusum like means what are the permutations when comparing two things where they overlap and where they don't, I guess. Okay, so what is the mushimusum between the seeds for verbal expressions and the seeds for a view of some sort of self? Either no one knows or no one's there or both. Or no one
Well, I'm
cares.
thinking that there's got to
I
be something
understand.
that's both. Just having a hard time thinking of an example that quickly.
I guess you have to remember. I was considering whether to remind you what each group was. Then I thought that'd be too easy. And now maybe I just should have. Does anybody remember what the seeds
three
for
of
verbal
them, the
expressions create
seeds.
or become? Is my mic on?
Yes.
It gets, you know, when you want the audience to be quiet, they never quiet, and then
I know you have much more interesting things in your lives than this book.
Expression, viewing, self-nature, and
I'll just tell you because
samsaric movement.
I don't want to take forever with this quiz. So the seeds for verbal expressions make everything from visible form to omniscience. The seeds for a view of some self make views like Jigtok Latawa, the view of the destructible view, I don't know. And then Sipe Yenlak, the links for suffering life, make links for birth in the upper realms, lower realms, and then birth, death, and moving on. Okay, now, if no one says anything, I'm going to give all the answers. So does anybody know what the first mushimusum is? No, yay, it doesn't matter. So seeds for verbal expression. What's seeds for verbal expression? And is there a thing that's, wait, maybe I did mushimusum wrong, actually. Come to think of it. What are things that are seeds for verbal expression? Everything. What are things for seeds for view of some sort of self? Those are self-existent views. What are things that are both? That would be self-existent views because they're both everything and self-existent. And what is something that was neither? That would be an actual rabbit's antlers.
Wait,
that's debatable whether that's
Oh.
something.
Hmm.
In case it's illustrative.
There's something.
Okay, and then what is both? What is everything and not? And the seed for a suffering life. The quietest quiz ever. Okay. I know how you feel now, Venerable Upala. Okay, so seeds for verbal expressions are everything. Seeds for an example for seeds for links of a suffering life or seeds for rebirth. Example of both would be seeds for rebirth, and an example of neither would be actual two-headed purple elephants. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. And then what is a view of a seed for a view of some sort of self and a seed for a link of a suffering life, both or neither?
So
Does everyone take this time to check their email or something?
misunderstanding would be.
It's my karma. Okay, I'll tell you. Seeds for the view or self-existent views. Seeds for links to a suffering life. An example would be seeds for rebirth. And what is both? I put maybe the seeds created by views for a samsaric life. I think it might be questionable. And then what's neither, something that doesn't exist, a wordsmith who actually understands this book. Okay.
Yay!
On something hopefully slightly easier or more interesting. I picked some phrases because we're kind of out of new words in my text. Done them all. So
Phrases.
what's chicken trakpa?
Famous in the world.
No.
What it sounds like.
What we say in the world, what we call something in the worldly way.
Guess is everyone's mic broken? I think so.
My mic is not broken. Jitena Dapa means what? Come on.
My mic.
It's not what we
Hello?
call something in the world. It's not like what people of the
That's
world
what-
call.
That's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
What
this
come you
is
guys are
just
doing?
how it is usually referred. It's how I translated it.
Yeah, you can say that, or the way people usually talk. It doesn't mean well known in the world. Yeah, it means
Yeah.
the way the world talks about things. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then this one is a phrase.
Oh.
We know.
Matak
Yeah.
Machepa.
Yeah. What's the opposite? What's the opposite of matak machepa?
Right. Yeah. It's so Matak Machepa is like just unexamined, and this is examined, I guess.
Yes. Examine.
Yeah.
And our most famous phrase, I just had to include it because it was so.
Well, was
Inexpressible.
inexpressible. Yeah.
Yep.
But in the case of Judamevi Bakchuks, wasn't it from beginningless time?
It was indescribable in the sense of being neutral, so it could be named neither one or the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
Menjuki Bakchuk. I'm thinking of Menjuki.
Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, again, I tried. I think I did a good job. Let's see.
I have to say something. This is one of the most difficult sentences that we've ever had, and we got to sit with it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go slow. Dana, I'm going to check. Dana Dindinawani, Nikla. Dindinawani, Nikla. Okay. Good. Got this. Oh, that's cool. Matadutenti. Dapanami Madute. Mirikla. Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna change something.
I like it so far. I can't see the whole English, but I like it so far.
There's the rest, Ken.
Okay. I still don't see the whole English. There we go.
Riff.
Now I can. Yeah, no, Nikla. Since in Kika. No, Jason. Let me see. Yeah, I really like your translation, and to be honest, you worked out some parts that I wasn't sure about, and I like your translation. I think it's very helpful. Yeah. The main point is that and it's a very fascinating point to me. People who talk about God are also talking about something that you can't see.
Yeah.
people who talk about atoms, and in this case, he says our own schools,
Mhm.
like the Abhidharma guys with Stanley's molecules and atoms. You also can't see that. Okay. Now, when you look at blue and someone tells you you're really looking at your mind, it's almost the same as those other two guys. Okay. And then he says you have to use logic to establish it, right?
Mhm.
And if you took that blue to be an outside object, existing outside and to a distance, two things, right? If you took
Mhm.
it outside of your mind and existing to a distance from you, then that you'd also have to use logic to prove that that's the case, because it's not something you could normally tell. Yeah, that you're actually looking at part of your mind. Yeah. So I like your translation, and it goes farther than I think you made some good strides in it. I'm afraid there's a few parts in Tsongkhapa's auto commentary that we may not understand completely till we finish, so
Yeah.
Maitri approves of that.
What
Thank
is
you, Maitri.
Gotchis? I don't understand.
I'm sorry, what is?
Mutekpa.
What the
Mutekpa.
Mutekpas?
Oh, it's a joke, I think. They go and sit on little benches in the Ganges River.
Oh, okay.
Stairs.
That's Mutek.
Okay.
What's the famous tek we had? We had a tek I think it was in Vimla Kirti.
Oh, right.
I went and showed you a tek. I brought it in from outside. Yeah, step stool. And
Right.
somebody's position was so bad, he compared it to a step stool made of bubbles.
Bubbles. Yeah.
All
You,
right.
you were using a step stool made of bubbles. Okay.
Bubor.
Step stool was tek. Okay. Tek.
Yeah.
Tekpu. Tekpu. Yeah. So the non-Buddhist, the ancient Buddhist word for non-Buddhist is people who went with a step stool into the Ganges to bathe. Yeah. So they wouldn't have to sit in the mud, I guess. Okay. Yay.
Actually, I thought we decided that it likely meant stairs. A tirta or a tek could be steps, and that's
Yeah.
why he said dot, right?
Yeah, it could be the ghats. Yeah, the steps that go down into the water. Yeah, could be. Yeah. There's other words for steps. Temke. That's why I wouldn't object to stool, but steps is okay.
Yeah, I mean, Chini Lama specifically described them as doing their ritual bathing there, which we just seem to line up
Yeah.
so dead on practice.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and I bet they haven't changed in 2,000 years either. So that's one of the things about India that doesn't change. Okay, let's go back. You ready, Word? You did a great job. And to tell you the truth, you had some insights that I did not have, and I thought it was cool. Here we go. And very difficult sentence. Let's go to another impossible sentence. Stanley, no, one Hustle. Yay, Hustle wants to check you. Go slow.
Give me some material word.
Yeah, come on. Hey, Word, Hustle said that Hustle bet me you couldn't make him a bet. Just kidding. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Teke Tuyang Tekchen Dupar Namrikpa Ndi Namki
Nampar Rikpa.
Namki Kam Tang Drowa Tang Kene Tamche Dupa Shengi Wang Gi Tseni Yang Dakpa Minpe Kuntu Tokpa Tenpa Yino.
Yeah, so Tekchen Dupar, Mahayana Sangraha, which is his favorite book right now. Namarikpa Dinam. These
The mentalists.
Let me think about that.
Yeah, because it could be mental consciousness too, right?
Yeah, I took it to be the states of mind. I think it. I think you might be more right. These mind only school guys, okay, according to the mind only school guys,
Mhm.
they say the comms,
The Dhatus,
probably the three comms. Yeah, the three realms.
the three realms.
I'm guessing. Yeah. And because that's the feeling of the other two elements here. The three realms and the droas.
The beings there.
Yeah, and all their types of rebirth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tamje Dupa. If we talk about all of them together, they are not pure Shenwang.
Wow.
They're not purely dominated.
Yeah, they are not pure changing things. Why? Because they are Kuntutopa.
Because they are made up things.
This Kuntutopa, I think oh yeah, that's the Kuntak, right?
Yeah, Kunta.
But I would say they are, what do you call it? Illusions put out by your mind, right? The blue and the, they're all Kuntutopa. They're just things that are shown to you by mind, okay, by concept. They don't have real existence out there. They are just the mind showing up as blue, okay?
So they're not talking about them being collected together into one idea?
No,
Like the realms and the beings and the being born?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would say all the stuff in the universe that's normally we think of as Shenwang, meaning caused by other things, is actually belongs to another category called figments of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't focus on them as being caused by, don't focus on Shenwang things as being defined as things which have a cause, because actually they are mostly just your figments of your imagination anyway. Okay. I take it that way. Keep going word. And Chinton, you ready? Are you there?
Yeah.
Go.
Nampa Rikpa Pandi Nam Ki Nampa Rikpa Tam Ni Yang Tak Mayinpe Kuntu Tokpe Dupa Yupa Mayinpa Tang Norway Tun Nangwe Ne Kang Yinpa Teni Shengi Wang Ki Tseni To.
Yeah, kind of the defining quality of Shenwangs, of those changing things like blue, okay, is that they are Norway Dun Nangwe Ne. They are places of our focus, right? Ne. They are things we look at and they appear to us as the real thing mistakenly.
Mistakenly, yeah.
Dun outer as an outer object, right? They are Yantak Mayimba Kundutope Dupa. They are taken in by imagination. And they are not what they seem to be. They are only Nambarikpa. Okay? They are made of Nambarikpa.
And they seem to exist, but they do not?
Yandapa Mayimba Kundutope Dupa. You can group them into things which are objects of mistaken understanding, meaning you think, and I think he's playing with Kuntak word. I think he is playing with Kuntak. He's playing with the idea. But here, by the way, Nambarikpa Sam is definitely not referring to the school, right?
Even though it's exactly what that wording means, mind only.
Oh yeah. It is only mine. These are only mine, but they appear to be more than that because of our imagination. Okay. and they appear mistakenly as actual outer objects, right? And that's pretty much what makes them Shenwang. Okay, the quality of Shenwangs is to appear other than they really are.
Mm.
Okay. And in fact, the discovery of emptiness is to clarify what Shenwangs really are, which is to cancel the kuntak, right? The gakja. Okay. So when
Like
he's
Shenwang kind of stepping on Kuntak's turf right now, right?
yeah, and this whole I think this whole section is trying to say everything in the world, because blue is not an outer object and appears to be an outer object, which moreover seems to exist at a distance, then that draws into question all changing things, Shenwangs. I think he's drawing a parallel. I think he's coming close to saying all Shenwangs appear to be something they are not. And that's why we invented kuntak. Okay, and that's when you clear up the kuntak about the Shenwangs, you get the Yongdu, and then emptiness. So I think these sections are talking about why Shenwang is kuntak. Okay, or not kuntak. Okay, all right. Keep going. Sugang wants to check you. He's like asking Geshe-la. Yeah.
Taylor kuntakpe seni kangshena kang tunme kyang namparikpa samte tunni tu nangwao.
Yeah. Sometimes the three characteristics of the mind-only school are called senis, right? Senisum, right?
Yeah.
The three characteristics. So somebody said, well, what's the mind-only characteristic called kuntak? Construction of the mind, mental construction. What does that mean? It refers to anything which is dun me, which is dun mayin.
Yeah, you're
Isn't
not looking at
really an object.
Yeah, it's referring to things that appear to be outer objects, but are numbered patsum.
But are only mind, their own mind only.
And they are only mind appearing as dun ni.
They are mind that simply appears as objects.
Yeah, as actual objects. Yeah, benyi. Okay. So what in the mind-only school, what does the made up of the three characteristics, one of them is called just made up. And what that refers to is anytime you think something is an outside object, but your mind is just projecting it somehow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
Is this, I mean, very close to like a dunchi of a pot in Sautrantica, the thing you're looking at when you think you're looking at a pot on the stove?
Yeah, and I think that's why there's so much crossover between those two schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They say, what they say? Anyway, there's guys that are crossover between 2 and 3 school. Okay. By the way, we've been talking about, we're kind of get a definition of the 3 characteristics that were presented in Utpala's text. Okay. Here we go. Xiaoping, I have 2 important questions.
Yes.
Number 1, is Singapore hot and wet?
Outside, yes. Inside,
Yeah.
cold.
I'm saying the only thing that enjoys the hot and wet of Singapore is the orchids. Okay. The second thing I wanted to ask you was, can you check Ben? Okay, here we go.
That would be weird.
Word?
Word.
Oh, word. I'm sorry. Okay. You can check Ben also, but
Okay.
I'll look
Do
too
both.
close.
영수 주페 체니 강시나 Kongshengi Wangi Tseni Tela Tungi Tseni Te Tenmepa Nito Shetang.
Yay.
This is a hard sentence, but it's a beautiful sentence. Okay, you told us what was Kuntak. You told us what was Shenwang. Can you tell us what's Yongdu? Okay, what is totality? What's the characteristic? Senyi, of the three characteristics of the mind-only school, can you describe the characteristic called totality? And he says, yes, I can. Okay. What's the Shenki Wang key? Oh, by the way, this cannot be an instrumental.
Oh,
And the original text has key. Okay. Okay.
Does
Yeah.
what is the definition of things that are dominated?
Yeah, with reference to things which are dominated. Okay. With reference to things which are dominated, the fact that Dunkitseni,
uh,
Real objects?
good. Yeah, with reference to the characteristics, of changing things, the fact that the characteristic of being a real object, tenme,
Doesn't exist?
yeah, isn't true at all. The fact that being a real object does not apply at all to changing things is Yongdu, or emptiness in the mind-only school. Okay, the fact that the idea that they are real outer objects is not at all true of all changing things is emptiness in the mind-only school. Or at least the most popular form of emptiness. They have two others, but that's enough for now. Okay. All right, yay. There's all the quotations from Take Two. Somewhere in there's my correction.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Thank you.
Here it is, actually, right here. Shenki Wonki Teni. Okay, there's no instrumentals here, and there shouldn't be. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't work out. Hassel just looks like he's dying to correct you one more time. I don't know what in this.
Okay. Namparik Pandi Thakni Thun Mepe Chir Namparikpa Tam Moshe Ja Wandi La Pechi Yochena Milam La Sopa Ni Per Ta Warjao.
Yeah, anytime you beat up your student for 3 or 4 pages, you try to give
An easy one.
sentences they can read. Okay, and I'm honestly, I believe that. You know, when an author beats you up for 3 or 4 pages, which he has done, we've been through the ringer, and now he's gonna say, "Oh, let me give you some metaphors." Okay. So number repetida, what's that?
Well, it could be 2 things, but I think here it's consciousness.
Yeah, these states of mind are
Yeah.
not the real duns.
Yeah, are not real. They're not real objects.
Yeah, they're not the objects of your eye and your ear and all that. Okay. In
Mhm.
fact, they are number patsam.
They are mind only.
Yay, mind. They're just your mind. The blue, the table, the alley. It's all just your mind. Okay. And
That's
then
all.
they say, could you give me a pay?
A metaphor or example.
Give me an example to illustrate this truth. And he says, Milam,
Dreams.
etc. Okay. The Berta or Chao, you should view these as examples. Okay. And then he explains the example. Chintong, Berna. When I see people on their phone, I always call them. They're
Does not.
either looking at their belly button or they are on their phone. I don't know.
Perna. Milamna tunme par yang nampar shipa samni suk tang dra tang dri tang ro tang rekcha tang kankim tang naksel tang sa tang ri la tsokpe tun natsoki nampar nangi tena tun chi yang me to.
Okay, good. You can translate this. Go slow.
Perna, for example, milamna, if you were dreaming or with reference to a dream,
Yep.
tunme, objects aren't real. Tunme par, they're yang, they're also not real. Nam,
Yeah, even though they are not, they're not real. They are.
they are in fact only samni, only that. They're only nampar shipa. They're only consciousness or awareness or mind.
They're just your mind. Okay, they're nothing more.
Yeah.
All the suks.
All the visible forms and all the sounds and all the smells and all the touches and all the tastes,
Yeah,
and all the houses,
yeah. All the
and
buildings. Kankim. Yeah.
yeah, the buildings, the forests, the earth, the mountains, etc., etc. All the varieties of objects are in fact nothing more than their appearances, and those objects are nothing else than that, nothing more than that.
Yeah, they are not objects. Yeah. There's no actual objects there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, and that's a good example if you think about it. I mean, don't race through the metaphor. When you dream,
Mhm.
it's obviously all the details in the dream are just your mind. It's not like there's bricks in your head or something. But when you're awake, it's exactly the same. Okay, that's kind of scary thought. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Obviously, makes me wonder then what is the difference?
I don't think there would be any difference, actually. And you can say life is like a dream, and you say, yeah, okay, I understand. But if you really think about a dream and you saw a building in a dream made of bricks, and then you realized it was just your mind, pictures of bricks in your mind, well, that's what the mind-only school says everything is. Okay. Yeah.
And still say that those bricks are mepa though, right?
Wait, what'd you say?
The dream bricks though are still mepa.
No, the dream bricks are yepa. The bricks in the dream are mepa.
Uh-huh. Okay, so they're not the same as bricks in your house.
No, we had earlier. He said dunme for objects as well.
Yeah, okay, word. Keep going, or you're not going to get anything covered. I want to get out of this section to something I understand. Okay.
We have to finish the book for that, Ken.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Oscar Leon, let's go.
For me to understand anything, at least. Okay. Okay. Pendini tamche tu yang namparikpa tamni tu kongdu chupajao.
You can translate that, but you got to think about it.
Okay. Pay.
Be aware of
D.
the instrumental after D on D. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Okay, good.
By this metaphor or due to this metaphor or
you should kongdu chupa.
With respect to this metaphor, we should understand deeply kongdu chupa.
Yeah, this metaphor should help you kongdu chupa.
Should help you understand that all things are also, just like the dream, namparikpe tam, mind only, ni, only that.
It's all in your head, honey. Okay. Keep going, word. Oscar, let's go. Word, say something wrong. Give Oscar some work.
Okay, Oscar, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay, one mistake.
Okay.
Sokpa, mope, ni gyuma tang, mikyu tang rabrib nam perikpar jao sheso.
Mm,
yeah,
What was it?
Hey, he got it. He got it.
Mupe.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, good
okay.
job.
Moped. Okay. Now, way back here,
Yeah.
he said Milam Lasok.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
He said dreams and so on. And he was, that's actually from the Mahayana Sangraha. It also says dreams and so on. So, you know, Kedub J, is it Kedub J we're in?
No, Jason Kappa.
Jetson Kappa. Jetson Kappa unhelpfully clarifies the etc. for us. I wish he would have given us more help where we needed it. But he's like, oh, you want to know what the etc. means? It means Guma and Mikyu and Rabdim.
It means illusions and mirages and cataracts.
Good. Yeah. Karma Rabdim, Mami, Gyumesibu, Chibuda, Milano, Dantinda, Budi, Chibuda, Data. Who wants to say it in Sanskrit?
Nick.
Maya? I don't know the wishes.
Timirim, what's it called?
Arkati miram dipo, mai vashaya bududam, supinam vidyura brahmcha, evam prashtavyam sanskirtam.
Yay! Awesome.
Good job, Kat. Venerable.
Yay, venerable. Okay. We're going to a new section. Yay. So, I mean, Brie, Word, tell us in like 2 sentences what the heck just went on. I mean, in the whole last 2 or 3 classes, what was the whole point?
Things are mind only.
Okay. I'm going to challenge you. Challenge you. He said all seeds can be divided into one of 4 categories. Either 6 or 4. Either 6 or 3 or 4 or 4. And the wrestling match we just had was with division into
3.
3. And those 3 were?
Okay. So the section that we just discussed were about dividing the seeds into 3 parts. And what Jason Kappa says is actually those 3 ways to divide seeds are in fact 3 aspects of the kunshi. And so those are the seeds for verbal expressions, the seeds for seeing things as having some sort of self, and the seeds for links that create a suffering life. And he goes on to explain what those things manifest as, and then transitions into saying, well, hey, the same way that these seeds aren't actually the things that they appear as, the lower schools as well as non-Buddhist schools such as the Tirthakas or Gatists also say things don't exist the way they look. And then he clarifies in what ways they don't look the way they do. Well, they don't, even though they look like they're outside of you, they're not. They're actually being generated by your mind. And this is just like a dream. So things have no real nature of their own outside of your mind, just like things in a dream do not. And that's what we mean when we say mind only.
Yeah, good. So actually, we weren't supposed to get a discussion of mind only. We were supposed to get the division of seeds into 3. And then he went off on a long tangent. And now he's coming back to the first of the
4.
The first of the 2 divisions into 4 of all seeds. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Please read, and Seiji, will you check him? Okay. Can he hear you, or you have to you need to?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Word.
Okay, Seiji. Sumpashi, Sen, Dangpor, Yewa Ni.
Good. Sheet 7 means what?
A group of 4.
Nice, nice, very good. Okay, and please read the verse just so Seiji can criticize you.
Okay. 통모 통모 마이엔탕 소탕 채탕 소르메탕 사ben 남시.
Hey, why did you cut off the last
Because Jason Kappa cut off the last line.
line? So just be aware that Jetson Kappa in this text, it's not one verse has one idea. It's not like mixed text. He'll cut verses into pieces, you know. So it's not, you don't count out 4 lines and say that's an idea. There's no rule in this text at all. Okay. All right. So what's your translation from your golden key, Senor Nick? Senor.
Palabro.
Okay, word. Go ahead.
Mental seeds are also of 4 different types. Those for the communal, those for the unique, or that involve feeling, or that have no involvement with it.
Okay, please read. And Tim wants to check you. Do you have to yell? He'll yell. He's on my mic.
Okay. 태양, 사ben 통모 와이니, kunshi tengi, nuki, jikten, grup pe saben no.
Drupe.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Tim.
Sabino. Okay, so the root text, Tsongkapa's own root text says, we can also divide the seeds into 4. And the first of those 4 categories is called the communal seed. And then here's the definition of a communal seed. A communal seed is kunchi, tengi, nuki, jikten, drupe, sabino. Please translate word.
Furthermore, the communal seeds are those seeds which establish or create a world which are contained and rest in the kunshi, which the kunshi are a container for.
Yeah, the seeds that rest in the refrigerator and which create the impression of a whole world around you. That's called a communal seed. And that begs an interesting question of, is it a seed being shared with somebody else? And whose kunchi is it in?
Wait, who's got my seeds?
Hey, let's do
Take
it.
them, really, take them.
I want all the good ones back.
Please.
Okay, now we're on to seeds. And I don't know, Gelsey, are you in the mood? Do you have it in front of you? It starts with two. Okay, say a couple of things wrong word. Gelsey is gonna check you.
Okay. 통몽 마이엔 빠니. 치, 직, rutan,
10, she said.
trupe, sabe no.
Okay, translate.
And then there are the seeds which are not communal, and those seeds establish the things within our world.
What's Ju mean? Yeah.
Sure. Here it means like the people in our world.
Yeah. Normally Chu is opposed to
No, we had it.
yeah, the contents of the vessel of the world. So there's some seeds that create the world around you, and then there's other seeds in your mind that create the people, you and the other people. Okay. How now? What else can you throw into that bag of 4? You know. Here we go. Seiji's gonna check you. Danny.
Okay. Teini rimpa shin chorwa mepa. Njungwe sabentang. Chorwa tang chepan jungwe saben shekyang jate. Nuni semki ma sin pe de.
Same.
He said,
Did he move his head like that? Because if he didn't,
yes, he did. He did. And he
okay, good.
gave a low
Did
tone.
Deduki ten to minang la ku ni
He said, chip.
tela nzlok peso.
Lay low.
Don't
Lay
be-
low.
Oh, thank you, Seiji.
You are welcome.
Okay. Mm,
Yeshua, can you turn your mic back on?
yeah, I'm sorry. Here I go. Those same two, meaning the seeds for the whole world and the seeds for all the beings in the world, are also related to the next two of the four seeds. The first one is called Sorwa Mepa.
No feeling.
Yeah, and I made a note here to myself. It means the world is not aware. The physical world, the planet, the earth, the stars, they are not aware. And there's a seed that causes those which are not aware. It doesn't mean feeling here. It means
Yeah.
aware. It means aware. Okay.
Yeah, we had this Nikki too. You translated the same way, Nikki, I believe.
Yeah, good. So I did something the same. And then there's the seeds for which do involve sorrow. What's that mean?
Which are aware, like people and stuff.
Yeah, okay. And here's sin in the sense of Stanley's text. Sin and masin.
It's like scissors that you take into your
Yay.
classroom and start cutting people's hair and say,
Yeah.
"Did you feel that?"
Yeah. So when we talk about the outer world of the vessel, we're talking about which part of the hair?
We are talking about the non-follicular part.
Yeah, the tip of the end of the hair, if it's very long. And then when we talk about the contents of the world, we're talking about
follicles on down.
But look, it doesn't say Simba anywhere in this sentence word. I don't think you're correct. They never talk about Simba in this sentence. They don't mention subsumed by consciousness in this sentence anywhere.
But what about Ndokpa?
Nice. Yay, that's a $50 answer. $50, okay, Xiaoping, for the Rothschild of the mixed nuts.
What?
Let's start calling you mixed nuts Rothschild. Okay.
Word Rothschild, I like it.
Yeah.
Where's my inheritance?
You already got it. Okay. Okay.
My trust fund.
Yeah, he says dopa. The opposite is true for the contents of the world. They are Simba. They're not Masimba. They are aware. Okay. Now he's going to back himself up with
Mahayana Sangraha.
Oh, surprise. All right.
I'm going to say something that's.
Yeah. Why did
logically
he write a commentary if he's just going to quote the whole thing?
Well, logically, that's the next text we should probably translate. I'm not agreeing to that, but.
Oh God, you are a real masochist. Okay. Okay, I think Noor wants to correct you now.
Genla, how long is the Mahayana Sangraha?
I to be honest, I have no idea. It seems to be about exactly as long as this text as he's.
Okay, we don't need to translate it. Okay, Maitri, you're up. Teke tuyang, tela tseni ki raptu yewa, kong shena. I'm getting there. Kong teni tongmo gi tseni tang, tongmong my yinpa tseni tang, Yinpe Teni Tang. Yeah.
Oh,
I
Maitri said Bay.
Oh, good job, Maitri. Sorba, Mepa.
Sorwa.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, you.
Sorba, Mepa, Unchongwe, Sabengi Teni Tang. Sorwa, Tang, Kepa, Jongwe.
Chepa.
Ooh,
Word.
missing those.
You can't get anything past Maitri when he's asleep.
In his dreams.
He's like me. Jongwei Sabengi Teni To.
Nice.
Good job, Word.
Yay, Word. Yay, Noor.
I'm doing my best. Thanks, Norm.
Thank you, Word.
Okay. If you divide the seeds, he says, according to their
Definition.
defining characteristics, right? Defining characteristics. Well, there's the one which is Tumo.
Shared, communal.
Yeah, which is the outer world. Then there's the one which is Tumo Mayimba.
Not communal. Which
Good.
is the inhabitants.
The one which is So Mepa.
Not aware.
Good. And then there's the one which is Soma.
Aware.
And that's 4. Yay!
Yay!
Isn't it really just two with different names?
Hey, shh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. You could take maybe you could Mushi Musum that in your next homework.
No, no one
Oh,
likes
no.
Nobody likes Mushi Musum. Okay.
that. I don't care. I'll do it. But
So the Japanese food at the restaurant is not good. Okay. All right. Now he actually states the 4.
okay.
We're still in the Mahayana Sangraha.
Okay. Thank you. Tomo ni nuki jikengi saben kangyin pao. Those the 4, I mean the ones that are shared create the vessel of the world. The seeds that are shared create the vessel of the world.
Yay! Next sentence.
Tomo mayinpa ni sosorangi kechegi saben kangyin pao. Those that are not shared, those seeds go on to be each and every being's perceptions. They're doors of sense.
Doors of sense. Good. Yay! Number 3.
Tongmong kangyin pa teni tsorwa mepa njongwe tsabenno. Those that are shared. Oh, here's your answer, Venerable Beth.
Yeah. There's your answer.
Those that are shared are not feeling, they're not sentient, they're not aware.
Yeah. And those which are
Those Tongmo ma yinpa hang yinpa te ni tsorwa tang chepa njungwe saben no. And those that are not aware do come from seeds that make you feel stuff.
Yeah, and Tsongkhapa has stretched this quotation slightly to make it fit. Okay. All right. Which brings us to
Time.
The 4th, yeah, it is time. Geshe-la, I'll translate this line for the next class. Okay, don't worry.
not this line.
What? It's the next line.
Yeah, just wait a minute. I'm not
Oh
done
man.
with you. I'm not done with you yet today. I gotta choose a nice hard sentence for you.
Oh man, come on.
That's too easy for you. Oh yeah, here's a good one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna erase my notes.
They're in the old copy. Don't worry, I got them.
I would like you to do these 2 paragraphs, Che Simba and Che Masimba. Okay.
I'm doing too well. You're giving me harder stuff. I'm gonna start messing up more.
You did a great job on that on today's paragraph. I have to say it was awesome. So Che Simba and Che Masimba. Okay. There's our number 3 and 4 of the second set of 4. because the
Okay.
first two of the second set of four are too easy for you.
They're easy.
Yeah.
Xinjiang.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Nick, you wanna any closing words here?
Bye, everyone. Give you the whole world again. Take it.
Who's
Thank
who's
you,
doing the
Ganesh.
Q&A? Oh, please come to Maitri's, Seji's Q&A.
Yeah. I think you guys will enjoy it. He's a really nice guy. He's fun to listen to.
We can't
Sounds
hear
like
you,
you're-
Nick.
Speaking
Okay.
underwater, buddy.
We lost you.
How about now?
Yay.
Yeah.
So yeah, just come. Seiji's a really fun guy. He's great. Make up things, make up questions. He won't know whether you made it up or not. So if you confuse him, it'll be really fun. Bring him some more questions. He's creative. Think of cool answers, and especially practical stuff. He's good at making it practical. So bring all your good stuff. And I encourage you guys to think about real applications of the stuff we're studying. Maybe the mind-only stuff is a little less easy, but we did a whole bunch of like life tools on mind-only recently, so it's possible. So just cook it, kick some of that stuff around in your heads, and I hope that you guys can come up with some fun things. I'll send you some examples later tonight.
Yay.
Wait.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Keshe Michael. Those classes were awesome.
Okay. See you guys in the morning for some more confusion.
Yay! Thank you.
Hey, Nick, you can put them in that folder on the Google Drive.
Okay, I'll do that. That's really much easier. Thank you for thinking of that. And I'll just share the link.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.